Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. My name is Ifya, and on this channel I share plant-based friendly recipes with a West African/African twist. Last week I shared 3 delicious breakfast ideas that were balanced, delicious, high protein, blah 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 blah. But with breakfast, you have to eat lunch and dinner. So today I have another 3 recipes that you can make for lunch and dinner that are also balanced, high fiber, delicious. Everything is gluten-free, everything is plant-based, and obviously it's delicious because I made it. So if you want to learn how to make these 3 delicious recipes, please keep watching. Last week, I walked you through the process of making a multigrain rice that is high in fiber and great for meal prep. Today's set of recipes is all about how to use this multigrain rice in a diversity of ways. The first on that list is pairing it with this delicious vegetable stew. For the stew, I'm starting with a base of oil. I'm using red palm oil for the buttery flavor, but feel free to use any vegetable oil of choice. Palm oil has a low smoke point, so it smokes very easily. So when I'm using it, I always keep an eye on it and keep my heat at medium-low. Once my palm oil had melted, I added in some chopped onions and sauteed them till it was soft. For the umami flavor, I'm adding fermented locust beans, also known as dawa. These are fresh and frozen, so I briefly soaked them in some water to remove any extra ash from the fermentation process and also to thaw it, and then added it to my oil, sauteed it with everything to infuse the flavor. Then I added in some tomato paste. Tomato paste adds a rich tomato flavor as well as a slight umami. Tomato paste can burn easily, so keep an eye on it and ensure that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot and start to turn black. Once I had cooked out the canned flavor from the tomato paste, I added in my fresh blended tomatoes. I also blended with a scotch bonnet pepper and a cup of water. This process is essentially how many stews start in Ghana and in West African cooking. For this stew to be delicious, it needs to be fried to cook down till the oil starts to separate to the top. Otherwise, you'll have an acidic stew. For texture, I'm adding some oyster mushrooms. These yellow ones were on sale at my grocery store, so that is what I picked. I keep the mushrooms chunky because when they cook down, they will reduce in size. For extra flavor, I'm adding some better than bouillon paste, which is my choice of seasoning or bouillon cube. I like to add my seasoning a little later in the cooking process so that things do not get too bitter. For protein, I'm using soya curls, and my greens are just kale that I douse in hot water. This way I'm not introducing extra liquid to the stew. This recipe takes a lot of inspiration from efo riro, which is a Nigerian leafy green stewy soup. As a Ghanaian, I like tomatoes, so instead of a full pepper blend, I just used tomatoes and scotch bonnet pepper. The stew was still very spicy. Also in Ghana, we have kontomire stew that people don't use agushi for, so this process of vegetable stew is not just found in Nigeria, but in various forms across West Africa. Once the greens are added, the stew just needs to cook for about 5 to 10 minutes for all the flavors to meld together. Once it's ready, I serve the stew with my multigrain rice. Salads and I are not really great friends, but I want to eat more vegetables, so I'm trying to find ways to make that a reality. Combining different textures and flavors is what I'm using to create my salad combinations. I like more cooked elements in my salad, so I'm starting with roasted sweet potato. The sweet potato not only adds a nice color, but extra sweetness to balance out the flavors. I bake these at 425 for about 20 to 25 minutes. They have some white kidney beans. And Jawariya spice is an all-purpose spice, essentially. Generous amount in here. Okay. I have some salt. Ooh, too much salt. Some pepper. Just a little. Marinated beans. Okay. Okay, and we will bake at 425 for maybe 20 minutes. We'll see. Give it a taste first. Oh. Oh, this will be really nice on a salad. So here are the roasted sweet potato and beans. Now I'm ready to assemble my salad. In a bowl, I have some kale that I basically wilted in salt water. I added the kale in a bowl with a lot of salt and water, massaged it with my hands to break it down, then rinsed the kale with more water to drain out any extra salt so that it wasn't salty. Once that was done, I dried it and stored it in the fridge with a paper towel to keep it fresh. So that is the base of my salad. Then goes in my sweet potato, and then my roasted beans, and then my rice. For some fats, I'm adding vegan feta. This is the Dawa brand, which I like. For more healthy fats, I'm adding a seed mix my mom makes for my dad. It has pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, walnuts, roasted almonds, and goji berries. My simple dressing is a maple Dijon mustard lemon dressing. I did not measure it. I mixed everything a little bit at a time till I got my perfect sweet, tangy, acidic combo. This is perfect for lunch or if you want a light dinner. For the fried rice, we will start by cleaning out our mushrooms. My fried rice recipe always changes because it's based on the ingredients that I have in my fridge. I had a lot of mushrooms in my fridge this day, so that is what is going to go in first. I know washing mushrooms is a hot topic. For me, it depends on what I'm cooking. For the fried rice, I do not want the mushrooms to be chewy and meh, so I'm cleaning with a paper towel before chopping. If I was making a soup, I would wash them with water because they would have been doused with water anyway. The mushrooms go first in my pot and saute till they had softened. I also added a garlic and ginger paste and thawed it in my pan. Once everything is cooked down, I add in my chopped vegetables. I'm using carrots, bell pepper, and spring onions, but any vegetable should work. In addition to vegetables, I'm adding edamame for fiber and protein and sauteing everything together. I realized I made too much veggies for the rice, so I put a portion aside for later. I use this portion to make more fried rice later in the week. I added some Beyond steak I had left over in my freezer and air fried it and mixed it in for more plant-based protein. Once all the mix-ins were ready, it was time to add in the rice. I add my rice bit by bit so it makes it easier to mix well. Once I was satisfied with the amount of rice I had, I added in my liquid aminos, which is the soy sauce alternative that my mom has. And that was pretty much everything. There's black pepper in there, there's liquid aminos, seasoned with whatever seasoning you want. Sometimes I even add curry powder. There is no Ghanaian rice dish without the spicy condiments we call shito. If you want a plant-based friendly recipe and instructions, please check the description box below. Thank you very much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!